Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bold analysis. This lady you are seeing in a screen is Irene Masit, the only remaining IEBC commissioner who decided to face the tribunal that was probing their conduct in the last general election. And now that tribunal released a report to President William Ruto in State House today. And there is nothing new. There was no surprise that the tribunal found it in its finding as saying that President should sack Irene Masit. This is not new. There is something that we have been speaking about. We have been speaking about the IEBC in the the last general election conduct. But there's something that we have suppressed and demonized called dissenting opinion. In every setup, even in the game of football, not all the referees normally agree with the decisions. There are some instances where a penalty is given and people go to VAR and you find that maybe there was a human error on the side of the referee. It's reviewed and decisions are made. So, not all instances, even in Supreme Court, people, different petitioners take their evidence there with the witnesses, but to some extent, some will agree, some will dissent. Last general election, 2017, there was agreement, there was also dissented, those who dissented won it. And now that is how our democracy, actually our democracy is anchored on winner, on majority makes their way. But when it comes to the commission, we have bedeviled dissenting opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to interrogate this and draw a very straight parallel from one Roselyn Akombe. If you're watching this video and you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our video. And thank you very much for those who are following from different parts of the globe. I want to say asanteni sana. Just a wrap up of people are asking what next. Shares some option. There's one window remaining. Challenging the decision of that tribunal in the Court of Appeal. Otherwise, if she chooses not to, then she's going to lose pension and gratuity packs she's entitled to, would she had resigned midway instead of facing that tribunal. With many asking, she chose to fight to the end. But was it a wrong decision? With William Ruto's personal conviction to replace these commissioners, there was no way actually she was going to survive. Because if she's to survive, then her innocence was also going to salvage the image of Cherera, Wanderi, and the others who were pushed to resign. And they were actually guilty before they were even charged, the way the conduct was done by them. So I want us to look at the dissenting, and we are going to interrogate that further. But I'm saying about that because the charge of these four commissioners is the fact that they dissented with some of the decisions, opinions, and the results that one man, Wafula Chebukati, announced. That's their only problem. But they were not in conformity. We have not interrogated further. The tragedy here is we have interrogated the last 12 hours of that election management regime. Well, we know very well that these guys had been in office for more than 8 months together. And election is a process, but we have bedeviled one instance known as I don't agree. Now, the tribunal is saying this. It is our finding that Commissioners Irene Masit's actions on August 15th of agreeing to the proposal by the two delegations to moderate the result of the presidential election to enable a rerun with the promise that there will be a reward if this was amounts to gross misconduct on her part, kwamba the delegations, there was that what was called Tuju delegation and the other ones, those delegations have been following, that the fact that she agreed with their proposal, I agreed with the proposal, but it was never done. So I even wonder, why am I being charged? Nikawa mtu amekuja committee ya kuambia, this is a board meeting, anasema I want us to do it, let's do it. Nataka kufanya hii, mimi nimekubaliana nayo, lakini hatutafanya. At the end of the day, the chairman had powers of not to, because if someone agreed and it was done and it caused the whole problem, then I will be charged. But the charge here is I agreed, but that moderation was never done. That's what tribunal finding. Number 2, the actions by the commissioners to proceed to Serena to issue the presser to disown the results that she had participated in tallying and verifying were intended to undermine and erode public trust in the commission and to the results. In our considered view, these actions amounted to gross misconduct. Those 2 grounds point to one thing, that they were dissenting. And that's why I want to ask a question, and I want to ask it to this man, Wafula Chebukati. Now, you've been in the commission for now, I think now you served your tenure to the completion. At what point do you draw the line of collective responsibility? Now, in the commission, must every decision be unanimous? And if I am an insider and I have a dissenting opinion on the way things are done or how something has been done, is it wrong not to agree? Remember, I said I want to draw parallel with Akombe. Akombe was in charge, was a commissioner to the last general election. And I remember after the gruesome murder of Msando, she was a bit subdued. They handed over the ticket, the win to Uhuru Kenyatta. Then Supreme Court nullified. And there was a reason that was called. Now, on her way with, I think, Abdi Gulia, if I'm not wrong, to Dubai to spearhead printing of the re-election ballot papers, she decided to just leave and go to US. Now, at that moment, she left the commission unceremoniously. And I remember, it also dented the image. I'm using that example because that was an example of a conduct for dissent. Akombe was dissenting the way the whole process or the way that thing was being done, and maybe she even never felt safe. She never felt safe. So and that's why I'm saying we've had instances where people are dissenting. Are we going? I want to feel that we seems to be misdiagnosing the problem because it keeps on popping up. Is it going to be the last time that we shall have dissenting commissioners? Remember, Akombe left. She was dissenting and ceremonious in Dubai. Where did you do after? In the commission, is it allowed that if I feel something is not going on right, because that is why we have the 7 commissioners with different competencies. If I am there, be it at verification or at what stage, am I allowed to say this is wrong? We need to look at that, because if anything, then the firewalls, or rather the loopholes, are not going to be sealed. What is the need of having 7 if all 7 must agree with what the chairman is saying? Even in terms of the process, there is that which is done. Of course, decision will reach unanimous, but at the board level, someone who is a former commissioner who is privy should tell us, hata kwa board lazima watu wakubaliane, na watu wanaweza kaa hawajakubaliana, but majority have had their way. Do we punish them because they were opposing? Because this is the case, that 4 were opposing, but because the law gives the chairman power to announce the results, we just announced it. So, is it wrong to oppose? we need to look at it that way. Otherwise, we are creating a narrow thinking and a narrow route that there is no way. So long as chairman ameshasema iko sawa na ni hivyo iko sawa, hata nikiwa huko nyuma na mimi na feel hii hatukufanya vizuri, great. In fact, we are not trading a good way. The second point is this, that I think Chebukati will actually help me now. How do the appointing authority avoid influence? Because the issue of dissenting starts from recruitment. Truth be told, the Cherera 4 were brought in by Uhuru Kenyatta, the very last minute to that election. As we talk now, even William Samoei Ruto is in the process of procuring the whole 7 commissioners. Now, the president have influence on who is going to be there. That's the truth. Wacha tusiambiwe hapa eti sijui panel. Hapana. No. Hiyo panel Ruto ata decide. Hiyo ndio ukweli. Ata decide. Ruto will actually decide who is going to be the commissioner and who is going to be the chairman without sugarcoating it. That's what the ball is. So, how is the appointing authority going to free themselves from that influence? Because at the end of the day, wamewapatia kazi. I am saying that if we still continue with the way, what is in the law, we need to look at it so that we just remove president of it. And if we can't remove president, then let's involve many people so that all the interests come to play. But there is this. We have a chairman with veto power amongst other commissioners, And so what is the role of others in this election management system if they cannot say, no, this is not right? Because the way we have handled it, we've told the new commissioners that are coming that in 2027, hata kama sasa 1 + 1 is written 3 and not 2, you cannot shout. And then how are they supposed to? It is a critical time. It is 10 minutes, 30 minutes to results declaration. I am a commissioner. I have realized that, okay, instead of writing 3, they have wrote 4. How do I address myself? Am I allowed? It's something that you need to look at. What are the avenues available? For that time, media was available. Because it also have to be on the public. Lastly is this. Chebukati in 2017, and Tuju said, engaged the said delegates, especially the National Security Advisory Council thing. It was there. And the National Security Advisory Council have said that as a security sector, they normally want to prepare on, even though I don't support that ground. But that's what they say. Now, they had presidents in the past where that engagement used to happen. Now, on this one, it is that engagement that was used to hit the 2 commissioners. Kwamba waliside now. Now, even in the past, we now need to find out that is the commission allowed to engage with the political parties or these security sector players during that time? Are they allowed? And if they're allowed, then we are simply selfish in this. The question here is, we've had dissenting opinions all through, even from 2017. We are in 2022, we are done. We're heading to 2027. Must the commission mantra work with conformity? Or how are we going to handle dissenting? Otherwise, what is the value of having 7? Let's have 1 chairman. Achukue results from the other, the verification process ifanyike, then another results, things go on. That's my end.